Hello, everybody. You are welcome to our channel today. This is Charles, and I'm the host of Family Aspect. Today, as the topic goes, I want to be talking about what single mothers should be looking at for in a man. Actually, we're dealing with the qualities of a committed partner. So, if you're a single mother or you're single, all right, and you want to get into a relationship with a single mother, all right, single guy, you want to get into a relationship with a single mother, or you are a single mother yourself, you better sit up and listen to this, because what I'm about to share with you will help you in the long run, especially if you are in the household of faith. Okay, now let's begin. The first thing is to understand that it is a very uh, um, controversial topic to address single mothers all around the world, especially in its our age and time, because the stigma is always so there that when you mention single mother, is as though they are not part of us, which is actually my concern. And we've been doing a lot of discussion on this on my TikTok channel, where we have community there. We discuss about this, and we're trying our best to remove um, this stigma as it is. So we want to talk about this today. So I want you to pay attention to some of the things that we need to look out for. I personally have seen that a lot of single mothers have been taken advantage of. And because they have been taken advantage of, and I am here as one of the advocates for them. So the first thing is, we need to address what we are actually looking for as a single mother. We need to address what are we looking for? What are we actually looking for? And what kind of man do you want to be a stepfather to your children? What kind of man do you want to be a role model to your children? What kind of man do you want to open your door to come into your life and be an added advantage to you? And that's what we're dealing with. So the first thing I want to address today are the qualities that you look for. Now, I already did a topic on why most men don't want single mothers. All right. If you want to know more about that, let me know in the comment section, and I'll post that video as soon as I can. I've already done a detail. We discussed it in the TikTok, in our TikTok channel already. We had a discussion on it. But the video, if you want it, let me know in the comment section. Now, the first thing you want to talk about is, what kind of man do I want? What kind of man do I want in my life? Respectful, fearing, God-fearing, loving. You need to describe the kind of man you want to see, or you want to accommodate in your life. So the first thing is godliness. You want to look at godliness character. I'm talking about the qualities to look out for. Godliness, the fear, a reverence for godly life, good life. Like you will say, the fear of God. You need a man that has that in him. You need a man that has that in him. Now, it's easy to know. It's not difficult. No man can pretend too long that he knows God. Challenges will prove you. So it is when things are tough, that's when you know whether this man is actually God-fearing person. It's not going to be too long for you to find out. Character will give them away. By their fruit, you shall know them. So it's easy. Okay? That's one thing you want to know. A committed partner should prioritize his relationship with God. That's when you know. The guy who is committed will prioritize his relationship with God. Okay? A man who fears God. A man who listens. All right? A man who has integrity. A man who has humility. A man who lays a firm foundation as a role model for his generation. You want that kind of man, because the scripture says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge is the holy one of understanding. Knowledge Okay, knowledge is so important. Knowledge is so important. The knowledge of God, of the Holy One. That means the knowledge of the Holy One. He must have the knowledge expressing that. And also remember, it's very important to put in check what he desires. So how do you apply this to your life as a single mother? The first thing you want to look at for, observe how the man demonstrates his relationship with God. Pay attention to that. Observe it. Observe how the man expresses his relationship, demonstrates his relationship in prayer. Does he pray? Does he spend time to pray with you? Pray with the children. You want to find that. Does he talk about scriptures? Does he apply a principle-based rule from the scriptures? A man who prioritizes God will lead the family to the right direction. He will be able to put things in place that will help your family improve, your children improve. You see, he will set he will be a role model for faith in that home, which is very important. That's number one. Number two, you want to look for a man who is loving and selfless. A man who is loving and selfless. He must have a selfless nature. Okay? If he's coming to your life, all he wants is from what you can give him, what he can take from you, then that's not the right person. If he's coming to your life and he's complaining about you not being available and not giving time, not having time for him, then something is wrong. You want to look for a man who is selfless, a man who is loving and selfless, a godly man. You see, he will reflect on love, Christ's love, the proper love. He will reflect on unconditional love. So a man who truly loves you and who is selfless will be willing to be sacrificial. That means his love is sacrificial. His commitment is sacrificial. You want that availability, willingness to do what is right, to be there, come what may. That man, you can begin to think of opening your door to him, into your life. You want to think about that. Okay? He's patient, he's kind. You see, because selflessness comes with patience. Selflessness comes with kindness. Love comes with kindness, generosity, and selflessness. You want to look at for that. You see, that is the condition. That is a condition. All right. So, single mothers, you should prioritize, okay, a man who demonstrates love, not just for you don't want one who's manipulative. He's not demonstrating love because he wants something from you, but he's selfless. Okay, not just in words but in action. Selfless in action. He's doing it. You can see it. He's doing it. He's willing to invest time. He's willing to invest effort, the work. You see, he's willing to invest resources into your life, into your home, into your family, into your relationship. He's willing to do that, into building and blending the family together. You see, he's willing to do that. That's what you want to look for. So, single mother, pay attention, because these are the challenges that most single mothers face. I know most of you know some of these things, but sometimes we get carried away. And that's why we have most of our single mothers suffering from the hand of these young folks who think that they can come into your life and do whatever they want. No, that's not going to happen. You want to stand your ground and say, what? Enough is enough. So the third thing you want to do is you want to look for integrity and honesty. Integrity and honesty. Honesty and integrity is so important in building a solid foundation for family life, family blended life. Okay, so you want to have honesty and integrity man, a man that is honest. He stays by his words. He is available. You see, he's reliable. You want to look for that reliability. His word high is bond. Okay, he says something and he mean it. If you ask him what he said and he cannot repeat what he said, then something's wrong. If he promised and he can't keep to his promises, something is wrong. I know most men don't keep to promises 100%, but at least you should be able to get your 80-20% rule. 80-20% rule. You should be able to know out of 100%, 80% of the time, it should be honest. I'm not saying it should be 100% honest, because you can't find 100% honest person. But I'm saying majority of his character and attribute should be honest personified, integrity personified. You get it? Very important. 80% at least. You're looking for that is honest and is also has integrity. All right? Because he needs to exhibit consistency between his words and his actions. He must have consistency between his words and his actions. If there are no consistency between his words and his actions, something is wrong. Okay? Because that's how he showed himself trustworthy. If he cannot show himself trustworthy, then don't open your door. You know what I mean when I say don't open your door. Why? Because the scripture says the righteous man will walk in his integrity. A man who is godly will walk. It is a necessary requirement for him to walk in his integrity. And that's Proverbs 27. It says his children are blessed after him. Think about that. His children are blessed after him. The righteous man, walks in his integrity. His children are blessed after him. That's the kind of man you want. Very important. Very important. And in Proverbs 11:3 says, the integrity of the upright guides them, but the unfaithful are destroyed by their duplicity, by their dubiousness. Duplicity. They are destroyed. Unfaithful man, untrustworthy man is a destruction going about. Is a destruction going somewhere to happen. Not in your home. You don't want to open your door for him because he's a destruction going somewhere to happen. And I just told you how to find out. So number 4, what to look for. The qualities every single mother should look for. Okay. Number 4, hardworking and responsible. You're looking for a hardworking and responsible man. I'm not talking about a man that takes overtime and does overtime work and doesn't have time for you. That's not what I mean by hardworking. Okay. Hardworking in the sense that he has a drive, a purpose-driven. He has a purpose-driven assignment. He's busy making things happen. Okay? All right? He's solution-oriented, result-oriented. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. He's working on his gifts or area of specialist, area of profession, but he's busy. He's up and running. And then he's responsible. You need that kind of man. You see, very important. When Adam was made, God gave him work to do. He was busy and responsible. He was to take care of the garden and then take care of all the resources that was in the garden. He was responsible. He was busy before the woman came. So you must find a man who is busy and responsible before you will open your door for him. You need to know that not every man that claims to say they do something, verify what they do. Don't just go about opening your door. Verify it. Confirm them. Be willing to do your due diligence. Confirm what they say. And if they are not consistent with their words, that means their actions are not consistent with their words, or your findings are not consistent with their words, then they are untrustworthy. Don't open your door. Shut that door and walk away. Very important. All right? Very important. Because with that hard work and responsibility, you can show that he is demonstrating the ability for providing, the ability for demonstrating financial capacity, financial ability to support is there. You want to see that. Okay? Of course, every single mother should prioritize that. You want a man with a stable career. That's what I'm saying. Somebody who's doing something busy, is stable career, stable job, stable, something that is stable. Okay? And also a man that has a plan for the future. That means he should be able to tell you what he plans, what his plans are, what he plans to do, what is his next goal for the next 5, 10, 6 years. As a man, he needs to know where he's going. Very important. Because he must be able to commit to sharing that with you. Sharing responsibility, you see. Ensuring financial and emotional stability. Not just, I know most of you single mothers, you have what you do. You're financially stable. I can tell some of you are. Most of you are. You're busy working hard. You're financially stable. You might say, well, I don't need his money. But it's okay. You cannot just not need his money. All right? If you really genuinely want him to be part of your life, of course, he will contribute. And you should allow him to be responsible to something. You should allow him to contribute to your life. Very important. Number 5, you need a man who is patient and understanding. And this is a very critical quality that I want you to pay attention to. Most men are not patient. And any man that exercising patience towards you, then you need to shut your door. Because it takes patience to come out of the trauma that you have been in as a single mother, whatever led to that circumstances, God bless you. But it takes time for you to come out of there. And it takes patience for a man who understands that to bear with you. And also, it takes time for you to withdraw back into your femininity, okay, into your feminine gene, all right, to allow him to gradually come in with his masculine support, masculinity. You get it? So it takes time, because you may have raised your children for so many years through feminine and masculine ability and energy and wisdom and all of that. But you're not going to just lose your God because he came in. So you need time. And he needs to understand that you need time. But if he's so fussy, all right, pushy, wants to do things, wants to get in quickly, then shut your door. You don't want that. Impatient men are not what you want to accommodate, because they can't handle something for too long. Impatient men cannot handle stability. Impatient men cannot handle stability. And what you need is stability. Do you understand that? Very important. So get to understand that you need a man with patience and understanding, okay? A man who can withstand challenges, who can go through the process of providing solution to problems, and he's not losing his mind. You want a man who can manage emotion intellectually, intelligently, manage his emotion, manage the emotion of the family, okay? You want that kind of man, you see, knowing that it takes time for change to take place. You want that kind of man who understand that it takes time for children to adapt to new things. So patience is very important. All right. Ephesians 4 verse 2 says, be completely humble and gentle. Be patient, bearing with one another in love. patient is required for you to get the man that you want to be with. If the man is not patient, if he's too so much in a hurry, so much in a hurry, want this now, want that now, let me get this now. When are you going to come? He's always in a hurry, even after you've explained the need for him to be patient, and he's not taking it, then shut your door. That man is going somewhere to happen. Terrible. So be careful. All right. And in Proverbs 19, because I like to use principles from those scriptures that helps me put my mind in shape. So this will help you. Proverbs 19, 11. A person's wisdom yields patient. When someone is wise, he'll be patient. Wisdom produces patience. When you are wise, you'll be patient. Patient people are wise people. Do you understand? So if you want a wise man to be in your life, check his patient compass. What do you call it? Yeah, thermometer or whatever. Check his patient, read his patient, how he works. Very important. That's a word for you. Okay. So single mother should prioritize a man who shows grace under pressure. A man who shows grace under pressure. You want that kind of man. A man who shows grace, shows patience, grace, favor under pressure. Under pressure. Here you are. Everything is so tough, and you are under pressure. Your body is shaking, you're vibrating like this. And then he comes and then give you that hug and tells you it's gonna be all right. I'm with you here. It's gonna be all right. Oh, that is something. You don't want a man who comes in while you are just, everywhere. Your emotion is everywhere. And then he comes and says, what are you doing? And start reacting to it. And then the next thing is fighting and escalation of those things. No, you don't want that. Okay? You don't want that. Then number 6, you need a man who is a leader. Leadership and visionary. A man who has a vision. Who has a vision. Who has a vision. A leader. A man who is a leader. A leader. I keep emphasizing that because we think that being a man means automatically you're a leader. No. Leadership is not authoritarianship. Okay. And leadership doesn't mean you are the head of the family. That's not what it means. Okay. So leadership means someone who commits to provide wisdom and vision. And he is the one that he gives the guides to each of them. That means he is leading by example. He gives the role. He plays the role for others to follow. So leadership is actually a man who is responsible and accountable. So leadership is leading the way. That means you inspire people to follow you in the way that is right. So that's leadership. It's different from being authoritarian. Okay, it's different from being I'm the head of the family. Okay, so he must be inspiring vision, inspiring wisdom, inspiring positivity. Okay, leadership is inspiring others to see the right way, to do the right thing, to be in the right course. That's leadership. So he can inspire you or your children to see what is right, to go in the right direction that a man who has a vision would do. That's very important. That's very important. And understanding goes with it. Okay? Understanding goes with it. So very important to know that. And you can find that easily by the way he talks. We speak wisdom in a mystery. We speak wisdom. Wisdom can be spoken. So first, you can address a man who is wise and has understanding by the way he talks, the words that comes out of his mouth. if he's use swear words and always using all sort of vulgar languages, that's not a wise person. So be careful. A good man, out of his inner good treasure, bring forth good things. An evil man with evil intentions, out of his inner evil thoughts or treasury, he brings forth evil things. So you just know. Very careful. Be very careful there. That's very important. And lastly, today, number 7. You want a man that is committed to family and children. Okay, now this is so important. You want a man that is committed to family and children. Now, just because the man says in the first week of meeting you, is saying, when am I going to meet your children, doesn't mean he's committed to family and children. Be careful. I think I should say that again. Just because the man met you in the first week or 2 weeks of your relationship and now he wants to meet your children, he's insisting to meet your children, doesn't mean he's a family man. It doesn't mean, okay, that he's children oriented. So what do you look out for? What quality do you want to see in this? Because most men think if they love your children more, then you will love them more. So they come into your life, they think, okay, if I love her, if I focus on our children, even they have their friends advising them, telling him, focus on their children. If you focus on their children, they will love you. You can get her. Don't be fooled. In fact, until you know that he is qualified to be in your family, don't reveal your children to him. Now, of course, I'm not saying don't lie. I'm not saying lie to him. I'm not saying don't tell him that you have children. Of course, you have to tell him that you have children. I'm talking to single mothers today. So I'm not saying don't tell him that tell him you have children and let him know how many. But for now, you will meet them when the time is right. Not today, not even now. So what are you doing? You want to check your bosses. You want to ensure that all these things I've mentioned are present before you open your door for him to meet your children. And while you are doing that, while you are checking the bosses, and you can tell you're checking the bosses, and also far you're getting I think that's good. And then start preparing your children for him to be introduced, and that can take some time. So don't just leave them unannounced. Start preparing them. Okay? Then create that anticipation in the air. But only when you have ticked the boxes. Please don't make the mistake of just creating that anticipation in the air and then the guy happens to be a flop. And then it becomes something you have to start explaining all over to your children, especially if they are grown up or they are within their teens. Okay? Very important. So you want a man that is committed to partnership, to relationship. Okay, you want him to be responsible. You see, he must exercise responsibility of a blended family. You want to see it. He must show love. You want to see that he's showing love, he's showing discipline, he's showing care for children. You see, and this is because this is so important. Jesus said, let the children come unto me. You see, let them come and suffer them not to come. Say, suffer them not to come. Say, let them come to me. Why? It says, such is the kingdom of God. God loves children. So a good man, a responsible man, a loving man will love children. You don't need to announce it. It doesn't have to be your children. Study how he relates to other children outside your home. Whenever you go out with him, and there are children, you also have to be very smart. Get to meet in places that children are. So right, take him to places, meet in places where children are, and see how he responds to children. You know, it's not hard to find. Very wise thing to do. Okay, so and Ephesians 6 verse 4 says, fathers, do not provoke your children to anger, but bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord. If a man does this, then he's wise. That's the kind of man you want. A man that will not provoke your children to wrath, that will not discourage them, that will not talk down on your children. You see, you don't want men that will talk down on your children, that will despise your children, that will treat them like rags. You don't want that man. You want a man that has a discipline that is of, let's see, discipline of the Lord. That means a discipline that comes from godly life. I'm not talking about men who is a bit and a sat corporal punishment discipline type. No, not that. You don't want that. That's not discipline in my own understanding. You see, and shouting up and down and raising your voice and trying to doesn't make you a disciplined man, a man of discipline. Okay, so watch out for that. Any father, any man that provoke their children to wrath or discourages them and talk down on them can be a good stepfather. All right, so watch out for that. Watch out for that. So I think I've given you something today to ponder on. So in conclusion, understand that you need a man. You want to seek a godly man who exemplify love, integrity, patience, responsibility, and leadership. That's what you're looking for. A man who exemplify, he's committed to partnership with you, to partner with you, and he's seeking that expression of godliness. He wants to express it. You see, you are looking for that kind of man. He exemplifies love, integrity, patience, responsibility, and leadership. These are the kind of men that can build a home, whether you're a single mother or not. These are the kind of men that can build a home. You know, some women just think, he's so nice, he have a nice car. Did you notice that I didn't mention anything that has to do with houses and cars? Stop looking for those things. Stop looking for those things. Stop looking for those things. So I think this is enough for the wise. So I want you to know that there is hope for you. If you're a single mother, there's hope. Don't give up yet. There are people out there who really cares. But here's my take. In our discussion today, in our TikTok community, we actually discussed this, and it got to my attention that it is better if a single mother will actually be looking for a single father to have this blended family unit with, because you want to look for someone who already have the experience of what you're looking for. For instance, if you're looking for a male figure, a father figure in your home as a mother, and you need support, you need companion, then for that man to be a good stepfather, most of the time, I'm not saying all the time, for him to be a good stepfather, he will have to be a good father first. If he's not a good father, he should have a good father traits for him to be a good stepfather. Okay? If he's good with his children, he should be good with yours. But if you have a man who left his children for the wife, ex-wife, SS, whatever, and then there is this issue that he's not responsible, or you need to find out if he's responsible or not, because that's the point. If you find out that he is not the one actually in custody of the children, then ask him what his responsibility are towards those children, his children. And if he cannot articulate it very clearly, or he's not telling you the whole thing, find out yourself, or whatever he tells you, verify them. So if you can verify what he tells you, then put it to work, then accept whatever comes with it. But if you cannot verify, if you can't verify it and it's not even, you know that he's lying, then walk away, stay away, because there's no way he can be a good stepfather. Believe me. So that's on that side of looking for someone who is already in that place. That means a single dad meeting with a single mom. That can blend. Things can work out because both of you are matured. You know your mistakes. You know how to move on. But a single guy who have never been a father, who doesn't even know what it means to be a father at the moment, and then you bring him into your life to be a stepfather, he has a lot to do. You should know that he will suffer through a lot of things. He will have to come to in terms with a lot. That's a lot of work. Sometimes mentally, it wear men out. Young men, it wear them out. They can't take it. So they start finding a way to take advantage of you and then find a way out. So that's why I suggest that. So if you are a single mother, I suggest the first thing you should do, look at these qualities and target and look for a man who is already in that place. That means a single dad, a single father. You want to look for that, a single parent who is a dad, and try this first before you start opening the door for these young guys who doesn't have an idea of parenting or fatherhood. Okay? So let them go, let the young guys go and marry their type. Go and marry single guy if you're a young guy. Why are you going after single mothers? Go and marry young guys, okay? That's the plan. So young girls, that's the plan. Stay there. But if you choose to, maybe based on nature or God's purpose, that you're supposed to marry this person, yet you're a single guy, then be patient. You have to learn that it takes patience. You have to break yourself. You have to break yourself to fit into the system that is already existing in that home. Okay, there's so much to do, and I'm not going to say everything on this video. So if you're watching here on this YouTube, I will advise you to follow us on a TikTok. We have a TikTok handle. I'm gonna put it on the screen now, or you see it on the comment section, on the description section of this video. In the description section, you will see there, or you go to TikTok and type family aspect. Once you type at family aspect, you will see it pop up. Just follow, because every day there we are on a community chat. We're discussing these major topics on family life and relationships and marriage. So I encourage you to join right there. Thank you, guys. This is the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed it. So if you're watching for the first time, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, whatever you think you want to say in the comment section is there. Take advantage of it. And I'll see you guys next week. Until then, have a blessed marriage and happy life. Bye for now.